When someone truly begins to wake up, something subtle but undeniable happens. They don't become louder. They don't rush to explain themselves. They don't feel the need to announce what's changing inside them. Instead, they grow quieter. Not because they're afraid of being seen, but because they've started to feel something most people don't notice the cost of being exposed too early. At first, it feels confusing. You may notice yourself pulling back from conversations that once felt normal, sharing less, explaining less, not out of indifference, but because every time you speak about what's forming inside you, it feels like something weakens, like the energy loses its shape the moment it leaves you, and you can't quite explain why. You begin to sense that not all attention is harmless, that being watched carries weight, that every opinion, even kind ones, enters your inner space and subtly alters what's trying to grow. It's not paranoia. It's perception sharpening, awareness expanding, sensitivity increasing. And slowly, you realize something most people never question: silence isn't emptiness. It's containment. It's the space where alignment stabilizes before it's strong enough to stand on its own. You're not hiding. You're protecting something fragile, sacred, unfinished. This is the moment where many people misunderstand you. They think distance means arrogance. They think privacy means secrecy. But what's actually happening is far more precise. You're learning how energy works. You're learning that not everything needs to be shared to be real. That not every transformation survives being exposed too soon. And once you feel that truth in your body, there's no going back. You don't withdraw from life. You withdraw from noise. Because something inside you knows what's forming now needs quiet to survive. As awareness deepens, you begin to notice something most people overlook. It's not dramatic. It doesn't arrive as fear or anxiety. It arrives as a subtle internal signal, a sense that certain parts of your life no longer want witnesses. Conversations that once felt harmless now feel intrusive. Questions that seem innocent begin to carry weight. And you start choosing silence without consciously deciding to. What's happening isn't withdrawal. It's recalibration. Your inner world is reorganizing itself, and with that reorganization comes a new relationship with exposure. You start to feel how quickly energy leaks through unnecessary explanation, oversharing, and trying to be understood. You realize that every time you speak about what's unfinished inside you, it changes. It softens. It bends under the influence of other people's thoughts. At first, you may question yourself. You may wonder if you're becoming distant, guarded, or disconnected. But deep down, you sense the truth. Something sacred is forming, and it doesn't respond well to noise. It requires stillness. It requires space. And most of all, it requires privacy. This is where curiosity naturally arises. Why does growth feel more stable when it's unseen? Why does sharing too early create pressure instead of support? And why do spiritually awake people, across cultures and eras, instinctively choose to live more privately as their awareness expands? To understand this, you have to look beyond personality and into energy itself. When your awareness expands, your sensitivity expands with it. You begin to notice that attention is not neutral. It's a force. Wherever attention goes, energy follows. And when too many people have access to your inner process, their energy mixes with yours not symbolically, but experientially. Some people admire you. Others doubt you. Some unconsciously project their fears, insecurities, or unspoken envy onto what you share. Even when no one says anything out loud, their thoughts linger. Those subtle frequencies don't disappear. They touch your field. They influence how grounded or fragmented you feel afterward. Spiritually awake people notice this immediately. They feel the shift in their body, in their breath, in their clarity. That's why silence becomes valuable. Not as avoidance, but as protection. You begin to understand that peace thrives in privacy. That alignment stabilizes when it's not constantly reacting to external input. The more you talk about what's forming, the more it feels like opening an oven before the bread is ready. The structure collapses before it has time to hold itself. There's also the weight of expectation. The moment others know your plans, a subtle pressure appears. You start feeling watched, measured, compared. You feel the need to perform your growth instead of living it. And when things don't unfold quickly or visibly, shame creeps in. That shame becomes energetic noise, disrupting your natural rhythm. When you stay quiet, something different happens. The only expectation you're responding to is your own. You move slower, but steadier. You experiment without fear of judgment. You fail without turning it into an identity. Growth becomes organic again, instead of performative. In a world obsessed with constant updates and public progress, choosing silence is almost rebellious. Privacy becomes power. You realize that not everything sacred needs an audience to be real. As you step deeper into awareness, silence stops being a preference and becomes a discipline. You begin to sense how delicate energy truly is. Every word leaves an imprint. Every exchange shifts something. Your inner world starts to feel like a finely tuned instrument, and the slightest interference can throw it off key. That's why spiritually awake people become selective. Not everyone gets access. Not every vibration deserves entry. You stop letting random hands touch what you're building. You understand that when you speak your plans, you open energetic doorways, and not all energy that enters is kind or supportive. Ancient mystics understood this deeply. That's why they practiced the discipline of secrecy. Not secrecy born from fear, but from wisdom. They knew that power grows in silence. That stillness concentrates energy instead of dispersing it. Like planting a seed and covering it with soil, they kept their intentions buried until they were strong enough to face the elements. As you live this way, something profound happens. The noise of other people's opinions no longer drowns your intuition. You hear your inner voice clearly, calm, steady, guiding. You stop seeking validation because you recognize that external approval always comes with energetic strings attached. Your energy no longer leaks into explanations or justifications. It circulates inward, building strength, clarity, and confidence. Silence becomes sacred armor. Not a wall against connection, but a filter that preserves alignment. Spiritually awake people don't reject the world. They choose conscious connection. They know that when energy remains pure, reality stays clear. And when alignment is protected, manifestation unfolds naturally, without announcement, without force. The universe already heard you. As your awareness deepens, you begin to notice the subtle weight of being watched. Not just physical eyes, but energetic attention. When others observe your growth, they begin creating stories about who you are and who you should become. Those stories carry energy, and that energy seeps into the space between you and your truth. Before you realize it, you're adjusting yourself, performing unconsciously, trying to meet expectations you never agreed to. Growth becomes heavier, slower, less fluid. That's when spiritually awake people instinctively retreat, not out of fear, but out of devotion to authenticity. Privacy restores flow. It gives you space to evolve without commentary, to remain human while reaching for the divine. Like a flower that blooms not to be seen, but because it must. You grow in silence because your soul requires it. There's deep relief in being unseen again. A quiet joy in knowing no one witnessed your struggle, yet here you are. Stronger, lighter, aligned. No applause, no validation, just peace. In a world obsessed with exposure, mystery becomes sacred. What's unseen often carries the most power. When you move privately, your life aligns with divine timing instead of public timing. You stop rushing to prove. You allow things to ripen in their own season. So let the world wonder. Let silence protect what's still becoming. Your privacy is not a wall, it's a garden. And what you grow there will one day speak for itself, without you ever having to say a word.